Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Signed by His Majesty Sultan, His Excellency the Minister of State and Governor of the Far is to inaugurate tomorrow Sultan Qaboos Mosque in the Wilaya of Sohar. The Omani United Arab Emirates Higher Joint Committee concludes its works by approving minutes of 18th session meeting. And the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth plans to set up a project for developing dates industry in the Sultanate. Live from the news center of the Sultanate of Oman television, here we present to you the details of this news bulletin. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Milo Zeman of the Czech Republic on the occasion of his country's National Day. Signed by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Excellency Sayyid Mohammed bin Sultan bin Hamud Al Busaidi, Minister of State and Governor of the Far, will open Sultan Qaboos Mosque in the Wilaya of Sohar in the Governorate of North Al Batina tomorrow, Friday, October 20th. The mosque is located on an area of 181,000 square meters on construction area of 28,778 square meters. The remaining area includes landscaping, green areas, external works and parking. The mosque consists of a main prayer hall that can accommodate 4,600 persons, a room for imams of the mosque, in addition to women prayers hall that can accommodate 740 persons. The mosque contains library, classrooms, offices for maintenance and management of the mosque's rooms, for the guard, for large 84 meters minarets and a 45-meter dome, and a small garden for children. The mosque is characterized by beautiful patterns that combine the art of ancient Islamic civilization and modern architecture. The Sultan Qaboos Mosque in the Wilaya of Sohar is one of the landmarks of the blessed Renaissance in the Wilaya, within a series of development achievements witnessed by the Wilaya during the prosperous era of the builder of the Renaissance of Oman, His Majesty Sultan Qaboos. In culmination of the good relations between the Sultanate and United Arab Emirates, based on sound foundations and sincere desire towards more constructive cooperation, serving the joint interests of the two countries, under the wise leadership of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos and His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, works of the joint Omani United Arab Emirates High Committee meetings held in Muscat were concluded this morning. The Omani side was presided over by His Excellency Sayyid Khalid bin Hilal Al Busaidi, Minister of the Diwan of the Royal Court, and the UAE side by His Highness Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Presidency Affairs. The committee reviewed a number of topics concerning citizens and residents in the two brotherly countries in regard of facilitating procedures of border crossings. Thus, a joint committee has been formed to follow up matters related to the sides, including finding suitable mechanisms for smooth movement of individuals and goods that lead to maximize the two countries' mutual benefit. At the end, minutes of the meeting were approved and signed from the Omani side by His Excellency Minister of Diwan of the Royal Court, and from the United Arab Emirates side by His Highness the Deputy Prime Minister. His Highness Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Presidency Affairs in the United Arab Emirates, visited the National Museum, accompanied by His Excellency Sayyid Khalid bin Hilal Al Busaidi, Minister of Diwan of the Royal Court. He was briefed on the museum, which include around 5,500 antiquities placed in 14 halls. The guest expressed his delight with this visit and indicated that the museum is important for generations in the Sultanate and the Gulf. His Highness Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Presidency Affairs in the United Arab Emirates, and his accompanying delegation left today after a two-day visit to the Sultanate, during which he presided over the United Arab Emirates side in the joint Omani-UAE Higher Committee meeting. He was seen off upon departure by His Excellency Sayyid Khalid bin Hilal Al Busaidi, Minister of the Diwan of the Royal Court, His Excellency Darwish bin Ismail Al Balushi, Minister responsible for Financial Affairs, His Excellency Dr. Ali bin Masoud Al Sinaidi, Minister of Commerce and Industry, His Excellency Dr. Khamis bin Saif Al Jabri, Head of the Implementation and Follow-up Support Unit. His Highness Sheikh Mansour was accompanied during his visit by a delegation comprising His Excellency Sultan bin Saeed Al Mansouri, Minister of Economy, His Excellency Ubaid bin Humaid Al-Tair, Minister of the State for Financial Affairs, His Excellency Dr. Abdullah bin Mohammed Al-Naimi, Minister of Infrastructure Development, His Excellency Sultan bin Saeed Al-Badi, Minister of Justice, His Excellency Ali bin Mohammed Al-Shamsi, Deputy Secretary General of the Supreme Council for National Security, His Excellency Faris bin Khalfan Al-Mazroui, Chairman of the Public Authority for Border Security, His Excellency Ali bin Mohammed Al-Ka'bi, Chairman of the Federal Authority for Customs, His Excellency Saif bin Abdullah Al-Shafar, and the Secretary of the Ministry of the Interior, His Excellency Mohammed bin Jum'a, Director General of Federal Authority for Customs, and His Excellency Mohammed bin Sultan Al-Suwaidi, Ambassador of the United Arab Emirates accredited to the Sultanate. The Omani dates market opened at Hail Farq in the Wilaya of Nizwa under the auspices of His Excellency Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdullah bin Zahir Al Hinai, State Advisor. The 6-day-long market showcased the main types of dates, as many as 56 farmers' dates processing factories and dates units, in addition to the Public Authority for Craft Industries, are taking part at the market. Additionally, there is a corner for students' research in the same field. The event is organized by the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries in collaboration with the Public Authority for SMEs, the Development Riyadh, as part of the 4th Omani Dates Festival. His Excellency Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth indicated that there is an upcoming national project meant to develop dates industry in the Sultanate and will be available to the private sector in order to compete on investment. Ways to raise the production level and achieve high quality in dates were the center of discussions at the meeting of the male and female entrepreneurs in the field of Omani dates production and marketing in the Governorate of North Al Batina. The meeting was presided over by His Excellency Sheikh Mohanna bin Saeed Al Lamki, Governor of North Al Batina. The event came as part of the 4th Dates Festival being organized by the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth. It reviewed successful projects run by Omani youths in the field of Omani dates production and marketing. Arab ministers of water discussed in their 8th Ministerial Council meeting convened in Cairo. Arab joint work in the field of water, top of which the follow-up of Executive Plan for Arab Water Security Strategy. The Sultanate took part in the meeting with a delegation chaired by His Excellency Ahmed bin Abdullah Al-Shehi, Minister of Regional Municipalities and Water Resources. The ministers also discussed preparations for the International Conference on Arab Water Under Occupation to be held under the patronage of the Arab League, in addition to reports on Israeli occupation acts with regards to sealing Arab waters in Jolan, north of Lebanon, and Palestinian occupied lands. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television. Still to come in our news bulletin. Researchers found that family estate of Balinsaur littered with dinosaur fossils during a routine geological survey of the area situated in Gujarat in western India in the 1980s. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. More than 19.5 million Omani riyals were the value of monthly pensions paid for civil service pensioners. This was revealed by the statistical reports issued by Civil Service Pension Fund for the third quarter of 2016. It also showed that the total number of pensioners at the end of last September amounted to more than 48,000 pensioners. The statistical report also pointed out that total end of service allowances amounted to 13,646 cases, and amounts paid reached around 55 million riyals up to the end of last September. The report also showed that the number of retirees increased during the period from January to September of the current year compared to the same period in 2015. The number of retirees amounted to 3,044 persons at the end of last September compared to 2,372 at the same period last year. The retirement reasons varied during the period from January till September of the current year, including reaching the age, lack of physical fitness, death and resignation. In order to revive traditions of the fathers and with the participation of more than 1,200 camel competitions of the camel races concluded in the Wilaya of Sana'a, races which organized by Omani Camel Union included 4 categories in 3 days. The conclusion ceremony was presided over by His Excellency Sheikh Saad bin Mohammed Al Mardouf Saadi, Minister of Sports Affairs. The conclusion ceremony included the number of Omani traditional music shows and honoring top winners. After facilitating it with technical and standard requirements which enable it to perform its task, the Center of Managing Emergency Cases and Health Disasters was inaugurated in the governorate of Al Buraymi. The inauguration of the center considered as a huge addition to the governorate in dealing with such cases. The center considered also as the first center inauguration in the governorates of the Sultanate after the main center in the governorate of Muscat. There are many dinosaur fossils littering a dusty estate in western India. And now, a member of one of India's royal families is leading excavations describing the site as a Jurassic era treasures trove. More details in the following report.
They call her the Dinosaur Princess. A member of one of India's royal families, Alia Sultana Babi guards thousands of unhatched dinosaur eggs and ancient bones on her ancestral land in Gujarat.
How you can make out that this is a fossil is you can see the fibrous lines on it, you can see the tiny pores, and even today, after 65 million years ago.
Discovered in the early 80s and now a park, these fields are littered with fossilized remains. Barbie displays her own collection at her family's 19th century royal palace, where a few rooms are rented to tourists looking for a Jurassic Park-like experience. One of her most prized possessions is this Titanosaurus egg.
We found it with a village woman and she was using it to grind her masala. So I very lovingly call it my masala egg.
Her passion started when she accompanied a group of foreign geologists to the site, as no one else was available to give them directions in English. Since then, she has dedicated her life to safeguard the fields.
I feel that these are my subjects that I need to protect, and my main aim is to protect this site from vandalism and then the promotion.
These dinosaurs at another park are life-size models of fossils found in Gujarat. Among them, a previously undiscovered species that takes its name from the region's previous rulers, the 67-million-year-old Rajasaurus namadensis.
It's called the Pride of Gujarat because when the continental drift happened, the species was restricted to Gujarat. It has a crown of horns on its head, and that's why it's called the Rajasaurus.
While Balasinore does draw visitors, the now government-owned site is neglected. Just one more reason for India's dinosaur royal not to abandon her post.
And now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over the most of the governorates with chances of cloud accumulation over the Hajar Mountains. Low clouds and fog early morning and late at night are expected in the governorates of the South Sharqiya and Al-Wusta. Winds will be north to northeasterly light to moderate over the coasts of Sea of Oman, while along the rest of the coast it will be south to southeasterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight along most of the coast with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Assigned by His Majesty the Sultan, His Excellency the Minister of State and Governor of the Far is to inaugurate tomorrow Sultan Qaboos Mosque in the Wilaya of Sohar. The Omani-UAE Higher Joint Committee concludes its works by approving minutes of 18th session meeting. And the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries plans to set up a project for developing dates industry in the Sultanate. With that, we come to an end of tonight's news bulletin, brought to you live from the news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. From the entire news team here in the studio and the newsroom, we thank you for joining us.